Well, here we go. So, I think I've told this story. Well, I've told this story about my life, but I'll briefly talk about it. I could go into more detail, but I won't. So, basically, there's this girl that I liked in college, and I'd known her in high school. And this was one of the couple of times that I was buzzed. Not full on drunk, but buzzed. And she was dancing with somebody else, and it made me feel uncomfortable. Like I say, I wasn't really that experienced at it, and I'm still not experienced, to be honest with you, with women in general. Um, and skipping a lot of details, which I think are not appropriate, and they were just creepy on my part. It made me kind of numb, and it just made me, kind of retreat into things that I liked beforehand, right? And I think that society, society and capitalism, whichever you want to say. I know capitalism is an easy punching bag, but whatever. Society has made millennials and Gen Xers as well to a large degree, but Gen Xers, millennials, and indeed now Zoomers nostalgic. And they infantilize these groups by talking about SpongeBob or remember Tupac or whomever else, right? Or remember MST3K. Remember Mystery Science Theater 3000. Now look at riff tracks, this and that, right? And they make you sign up for Disney Plus and these sorts of things. The pain and the embarrassment and the shame that people may feel. Like I say, it used to be booze. It used to be booze where, go to the bar and just drink away your problems. But I think generally speaking, um, that's just not as appealing. Yeah, it still exists. Same thing with drugs, but it's just not as appealing. And it doesn't hit those fifis as much as reminiscing. Thinking back to a time when you were younger, more innocent, right? Listening to Eminem, it's like for me, I can remember listening to Eminem and washing the dishes, right? Back when it was on a burned CD, those were the days, huh? And, you know, learning the lyrics to, I don't know, like I'm back, right? I take each individual degenerate's head and reach into it just to see if he's influenced by me if he listens to music, right? And if he feeds into this shit, he's an innocent victim and becomes a puppet on the string of my tennis shoe. Ridiculous. I can go on now, but I'm not going to do that. My point is this: is that infantilization is what holds people back. It makes them live in the past because it's easier to think that way. And like I said, boomers, of course, do this as well. But I think much of that, in my opinion, is their own choice. In my opinion, I'm going to give this hot take. You can say it's a choice as well with Gen Xers and millennials and Zoomers, but I think that it's much more. I'll put it this way: it's been commodified much better. Whether it's like Star Trek fandom, like or Comic Con or whatever the case may be, it's made into a moneymaker, right? Like I say, to a point, I'm sure that existed before, but like I say, it's like my mom likes Ozzy and Harriet, for example, right? You didn't see like huge meetings, of fans of Ozzy and Harriet, right? You didn't really see that, not in the same way as like Comic Con or meeting up at a fandom or whatever the case may be with some old guy that really doesn't want to be there. It's like, or what, whichever, right? Meeting up with a cast of like, I don't know, Friday the 13th or so. It's like nobody cares. These poor old folks, it's just like, yeah, I was in one movie. Yay. Whichever, right? But to me, it became commodified. It became much more present. It's the same thing where, all the old Disney titles are on Disney Plus now. You can't really get them on DVD or anything else, right? So my point is this is, the pain of things that go on can be used to people to revert back to something else. I've done it plenty of times, whether, you listen to whichever, like I say, back to Eminem or something like that, realizing that people like Eminem sold out. I know that. Consciously, I know that. I know that he sold out everything, and he always was. He was going to. It was a given, but it's something you can't really escape, you know? And I think that infantilization is something that a lot of folks don't really want to question. And I'm trying to question it right now. Now, of course, by all means, you can critique this video fairly easily by saying, oh, well, you're criticizing boomers and you're, because you're a dumb millennial. Ugh. I'm sure you could give that argument. I'll give it some credence and say, yeah, I have my biases. What I will say is that, you know, when you realize that you're 36, as I am, living at home with your parents, yeah, I did graduate college, but that really is worthless at this point, in my opinion. But I did it because I wanted to finish what I started. You can see that as a moral thing or, whatever you want to say. But that's how I feel. I've finished what I started and I got my degree. Was it worth it? I don't know. And then I'm working in maintenance. I'm not even working in marketing, but who cares? My point is that when you stare down your life and you say, God damn, maybe I'm blaming infantilization and blaming these things and not blaming myself. Like I say, but that's fair as well. I can blame myself plenty and say that, yeah, I didn't make the right choices or whatever, right? I can say that. I think I'm somewhat better off than other folks. I don't know. I just wanted to do a video about it, but also realizing that I am full of shit. I do always want to remind myself of that. I am not somebody who is free from criticism. I deserve a fair amount of criticism for the way I've lived my life, probably. But anywho, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I hope it made y'all question some things and realize that, this is the way these things go. And, infantilization is something that I think many don't want to confront because they'd have to actually feel their feelings and actually do that. And it's something a lot of people don't want to do. I don't want to do that. I'm better and I can speak on a fair amount of my past, but I don't really want to see if there's something actually pragmatic or, realistic or even healthy, quote unquote, about what to do. I don't know. It's hard. Maybe it's just growing pains. Maybe it's just realizing that it's kind of like, oh shit, what the fuck have I done? Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoy this. See you later. Goodbye.